From the opening seconds, we can see what the plan is. Rolly's holding the phone, right? Right hand held high to prevent against a left hook from Ryan. And not only that, he's doing something that's slightly unusual when two fighters are orthodox. He's targeting Ryan's lead hand. Now, he's not actually jabbing. He rarely jabs to the head of Ryan Garcia with a real meaningful jab at all throughout this fight. Instead, he paused with his lead hand just to touch Ryan's glove. Now, why is he doing that? Because he's occupying Ryan's left hand and stopping him from throwing the left hook. And even if he does, he's prepared. His hand position is pretty good for the most part. So by occupying Ryan's lead hand constantly, Ryan is going to have to work over the top of a jab to get anything going. And Ryan is so one-dimensional as a fighter. He's always looking for that left hook. He throws one jab at a time. He doesn't have a double jab. He doesn't have very good feet. He feints sometimes but doesn't know how to work off the feints. This one tactic won Rolly Romero the fight. He had a game plan and he was fairly disciplined in executing it. We can see he's not jabbing. He's just occupying the lead hand of Ryan Garcia. Here, Ryan Garcia actually feints, but he doesn't work off it. So Rolly's plan essentially is to negate the left hook. Ryan had no answer for that, had no offense coming up off of that. And then in the beginning few rounds, Rolly would occupy the lead left hand of Ryan Garcia, throw some jabs to the body. Right here he shows to occupy the lead hand of Ryan and then goes to the body. And for the most part, that's the only thing that Rolly did to win the fight, and it worked. So here you can see a moment where Rolly doesn't occupy the lead hand. Ryan's able to get a little bit more into his flow. He lands that single straightforward jab that he has and that he landed. We can see, as a side note, check out his hand position. You know, he hasn't made any adjustments. It's this exact same wide open chin that he had when he fought Gervonta Davis, that he had when he fought Luke Campbell, that he had when he fought Devin Haney, but he didn't pay for it in the same way. But anyway, we can see in this 5 seconds, Ryan's able to get into his flow a little bit. Throw one jab at a time. It's a fast jab. Come with some offense that he's comfortable. Here, Rolly goes back to occupying the lead hand and then digging a right hand to the body that we can't see from this angle, but he does it a few more times that we will see. Here's an example of Rolly exploiting the fact that if Ryan is pressured, he always throws a left hook. He doesn't have any interesting combinations or sophisticated counterpunches. He just has a blindingly fast and devastating left hook, but it's the only thing he has. So here Rolly touches. Again, pay attention to the fact that Rolando Romero, through almost this entire fight, never really threw a meaningful jab to the face of Ryan. Of course, there's some instances of it, but I'm talking as a game plan. The game plan is just to touch and occupy the guard. We usually don't see this to the same effect when two fighters are orthodox. If Ryan Garcia was southpaw, we would see this all the time, right? A lead hand battle. But two orthodox fighters, it's fairly risky because if my lead hand is always crossing a line to occupy another orthodox fighter's lead hand right over here, then I'm liable for my opponent to throw a right hand over the top. But Ryan Garcia's footwork and right hand are bad that he never was able to land that shot. So anyway, back to this combination. The fact that Ryan only throws a left hook if he's pressured, Rolando's able to exploit that fact. Here he goes and touches and then actually pins the lead hand of Ryan Garcia, the left hand. Ryan Garcia has no answer. So he's pinned. Rolly's able to get physical, land another right hand to the body. Ryan Garcia has no answer because all he wants to do in a situation like that, when he steps back, when someone comes in, is throw a left hook. And if he's not able to do that because of the hand control and the arm control of Rolly, he has nothing. So the knockdown wasn't even really created in a sense off this. The fight was won because of this, but let's take a look at the knockdown. So Rolly's doing what his game plan is, and I'm sure it was Ismael Salas that created this game plan. Touching the lead hand of Ryan. He comes and shoots this jab to the body after the touch. We've seen him do this exact sequence before. Okay, now Ryan, before Rolly's able to re-engage with the lead hand distraction, Ryan comes with his left hook. Rolly's holding the phone, but actually gets clipped with this left hook. But let's look at Ryan's hand position, as I talked about before. Terrible hand position. Now Rolly throws one hook and doubles up with his second hook. Ryan's feet and balance are terrible. His hand position is bad. Hasn't worked on his game. And gets knocked down because of it. Here we can see the good and bad of Ryan Garcia. So credit to Rolly, he really executed a game plan to a much higher level than I've ever seen him do. This is right after the knockdown. Ref says box. Rolly comes to pressure. He's going with that lead arm tactics that we've talked about already a bunch, but he just doesn't get physical with it in the same way that he did in the previous clip. So if Ryan Garcia has the ability to throw the left hook, what is he going to do? He's going to throw the left hook. Right, if you think about the previous clip, from right here, Rolly actually got physical in this arm defense, in this arm, in this probe. In this sequence, he actually drops his left hand so that he can unload his right hand. By doing that, it gives Ryan the opportunity to throw his left hook because his lead hand isn't pinned. And so that's what he does, and he catches Rolly clean. But Rolly's able to take it. And we can see that as soon as Rolly gets hit, though, credit to him, the first thing he does is occupy that lead hand. Because, with someone like Salas in your corner, I'm sure they've gone over the tape. It's the left hook. It's the left hook. If he's pressured, he's just going to throw the left hook. So say you've knocked Ryan Garcia down, that should be part of the game plan in training camp, Okay, we've knocked him down. What should we do after that? Keep occupying the lead hand, because he has nothing after that. So Rolly's doing that. Here he does what he did previously in the first round. Shows up top, controls the lead hand, digs a right hand to the body. Here Ryan comes with the left hook, as Rolly hasn't re-engaged with the lead arm. And we can see where his right hand drops to when he throws a left hook. And they exchange left hooks. And also because Ryan's footwork isn't great, these shots really affect him visually in a way that, let's say Terence Crawford or even Canelo or Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, because of their legs being better. Their legs are better. So even when they're hit like this, they're not off balance in the same way. So it looks way worse when Ryan Garcia gets hit. I think if you've seen him fight, perhaps that rings true with you. When Ryan gets hit, it looks bad to a different level. That's because of the lack of his balance. Here we see again, Rolly doing the exact same game plan. It was one game plan and it won him the fight. Ryan was not able to adjust. Comes with an overhand right that Ryan pulls from and throws a left hook. Rolly rolls from that. And they clinch. Here's another exact same sequence from Rolly. Touching up top to make sure the left hook's not going to come and throwing a jab underneath. I don't know Ryan Garcia. It's not anything personal. It's just almost frustrating because he does have a lot of talent and natural gifts, but just hasn't worked on his game. Here's an example of the logical next step for Ryan Garcia if Rolly comes out with his game plan, right? So, okay, I'm an orthodox fighter. I'm fighting another orthodox fighter. He keeps trying to engage in this negating my lead hand, lead arm battle as an orthodox fighter. Okay, I need the ability to throw a sharp right hand over the top. Now, throwing it as a naked punch is, not really advisable in most circumstances. It'd be great if you could feint first, or let's imagine it was Usyk or something. feint the left hook, bring it down off the pin just to throw the right hand. You know, it's so clear that Rolly is so cognizant of the left hook. Okay, in a sense, let him take that away. Give him a false sense of security that you're going to throw the left hook and that he's prepared for it, and then throw the right hand. But anyway, we can see the lack of fundamentals stopping Ryan from executing a game plan like that. So this is all looking pretty good. He pushes Rolly's lead hand away. But, you know, this is not great technique. Look at this slap. He's slapping with this punch. His chin's back up in the air. The footwork is all wrong. And he's slapping with this punch. Not great footwork. And it just lands on the back of Rolly. So this is one of the reasons why I feel that a rematch with Gervonta Davis would, you know, the weight hydration and the rehydration clause would make no difference. There's fundamental flaws in Ryan Garcia's game. There's fundamental flaws in Rolly's game as well. But there's fundamental flaws in Ryan's game that would play out just the same in a rematch with Gervonta Davis. And don't get me started on Jaron Ennis or someone like that. So this one thing that Rolly did completely shut Ryan down. And if you watch the fight, that wasn't that entertaining of a fight. It's basically Rolly doing this one thing for 12 rounds, getting a knockdown, and Ryan just not able to adapt. So there's the breakdown for you.